What up, witches and bitches? Welcome to your new favorite podcast, The High House. Anyways, so how have we been? How are you? It is eclipse season officially. Girl, how are we? Me? Oh, I'm doing fantabulous. Do you like this spread today? For those of you who are watching on YouTube, today is the day we really crack into the goodies that I mentioned last time. A little ASMR for those of you just partaking in the Spotify option of High House. Last episode I mentioned that I did a tea and tarot event, and this is some of the goodies from that. We have a chai tea over here. Ooh, vanilla chai tea. I don't know why am I saying chai tea? Chai literally means tea. Anyways, moving along. Cheers, cheers. And then what we're getting to over here, this beautiful little jar right here has some goodies that were gifted to me by a local healer who grows their own flower. So we are going to partake in that medicine. We're gonna roll a joint. I didn't have any cones, so I'm like, oh, well, we're just gonna work on these rolling skills and see how it goes for you, girl, all right? Oh, it smells like love. I'm so excited. Okay, so I was talking to Cody, my husband, the other day, and he brought up a good topic that I think I really want to dive into today, which is, who am I? Yes, Amber, but sometimes, why Amber? You know what I'm saying? And so, who is me? How did we go from JessieRetro to JessieRetro readings, and who am I today kind of thing? Just so we all know and we're all on the same page here, know that just like I've said in all of the previous episodes, there's no agenda here, my love. We might have a topic that we want to talk about, but for the most part, spirit and ADHD take over, and I just go with the flow, and whatever comes out in conversation is what comes out in conversation. So while we are, getting to know each other, we are also going to be bouncing around here. So buckle up, bitch. Anyways, so hi, hello, I'm Jessie. I just turned 36 years old on 3/6. My birthday is 3/6/89. 369, damn girl fine. Yeah, I know. I always find that rolling joints is really meditative. Speaking of, I got a facial the other day. Oh my goodness. My friend Yeli is an esthetician, and she was using me as a model for the facial cupping and other techniques that she does. And whoo, bitch, when I say Teletubbies teleport me to Mars, like I went to Mars. I also went to Venus. I was in such a place of gratitude and was just like, oh my God, how can I bless this woman? Her hands are such a blessing. Her skills are such a blessing. How do I bless this woman? It was, man, everything. She was doing frequency healing and Palo Santo and putting crystals on me, and oh my God. Teleported, bitch, teleported. So like I was saying, rolling joints feels like meditative to me. It feels like being in flow. And I was watching this one TikTok forever ago of this Buddhist who literally was like describing meditation, and what he used to describe meditation is like, when you're rolling a really good joint and you're really zoned in and you're focused on what you're creating and you're participating in that, and that is like a good meditation. And so I've kind of had a new respect for rolling joints ever since then. So now I'm kind of like the designated joint roller in our group. Delicious. Abundance. Speaking of abundance, yo, I'm just so grateful for the homies that I have, because look, they hooked me up with this too. These rolling papers that we're gonna use. Little shroomy guys. So we're gonna do that. And then they have these bougie little filters in there. We're not gonna use bougie filters. And like the cardboard guys, which we will actually be using from Rolling with Mamacita, king size slim with filter tips. I'm just using the filter tips from these ones. There we go. Okay, so I'm 36. I used to be a hairstylist in a former life. It was one of those things where I was good at it, but my heart wasn't really in it. And I didn't really have a lot of confidence as a business owner. I'm kind of in la la land. We're meditating right now, my love. So as you can tell, my brain is already going into flow mode, going into chill and participate in the action of rolling a joint. I once saw a video of Seth Rogen rolling a joint, and he was just like, boop, 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 and then you like get over here, and then you roll that, and blah, and boop, and boop, and smoke. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hold up, rewind. What? How do we get there? All right, and there she is in all her glory. For those of you enjoying the YouTube version of the podcast, y'all, are you seeing this over here? This is your invitation to high tea. The next event that I'm doing with my homies, the ones that I've been talking about on this podcast, y'all have heard me go in about these amazing earth angels. This is the event that we're all putting on together. High tea, baby. Let me get a lighter. It's literally taken me almost 13 minutes, of course, to get to a place where I feel like, okay, now we can start the episode. And so if there's been a huge chunk of this video or this audio that's been cut, just know it was because your girl was meditating, rolling this beautiful thickums of a joint, and getting us all in the right energy, the right headspace, the right everything to enjoy, to partake, and to be in communion, whatever, in community with you and with spirit. So anyways, for those of you who are partaking with me, either with tea or with THC, cheers. Woo. And then on YouTube, I'm gonna be cutting out every time that I actually, like, that it goes to my lips, because I feel like that's not okay on YouTube, right? So, what up officially? I know I said what up earlier, but like, bitch, I don't know if y'all know, but it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. So I've been up since 5-ish. I felt like a good topic would be to get to know a hoe. So here we are getting to know ya hoe, or your host. So for those of you who are familiar with my YouTube presence before, hello, welcome, hello, I am JessieRetro. Y'all, I feel really awkward today, and I don't know what that's about. But for the sake of transparency, your girl's feeling awkward today. 'Tis what it motherfucking is. Sometimes we just need to call it out and be like, hey girl, for whatever reason, the energy feels a little off. And so I'm gonna be feeling a little bit off. It was 15-15, right? See, again, just confirmation from the universe that like, girl, it's all good. You're starting over and it's a bit clunky. And yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. This eclipse season and these retrogrades, just where I am in life, professionally and personally, is like a chaotic new beginning. And I'm sure, like, sound off in the comments, are you also in a chaotic new place where either just energetically it feels like a shift, like you're showing up differently, or there's legitimately like a new experience that you're stepping into? So for me, as you're seeing over here, this announcement, this invitation to high tea, this is the event that I'm working on with my soul fam, my soul sisters, and my homies, putting together the dopest fucking party, mad tea party. This is Bridgerton meets Alice in Wonderland, and it is not necessarily a spiritual event, but you have a bunch of spiritual bitches putting it together. So like, yes, there will be a sound bath, but it's going to be like going down the rabbit hole. And there's gonna be cookies, sponsoring the flower, and we're trying to get Chiba Hut for the food. Dude, come through, man, come through. May 18th, Sunday, in the gardens. You know, all the details will be on my website, JessieRetroReadings.com. That's what I'm working on now. And when I first started, I guess, my professional spiritual life, that was, I believe, in 2020, because I think I got my first tarot deck on September 11th, 2020, which not only is that like a significant date for so many of us for obvious reasons, but also that is my best friend Maria's birthday, and she's the one who introduced me to tarot when I was fucking 16. So, and also if you're listening to this, bitch, I love you. I love you so much. I'm so grateful that you're in my life. The 15-year gap, which I was referencing 15 earlier, so I see the significance and the symbology. Symbolism, there we go. Symbolism of that 15-year gap, because it both of us grew. Oh my God, becoming a mother is a whole thing too. Ugh. So yeah, I got my first tarot deck on her birthday in 2020. And up until then, I was doing YouTube as JessieRetro. I was doing plus size fashion, and that was, I don't know, I always felt compelled to share, and I've learned that this is an aspect of who I am. Like, if we were to just look into human design aspects of myself, or my birth chart or anything like that, like the Gemini rising is really me feeling compelled to share and speak and channel for many to hear. And being a manifester, it's speaking from that that intuition and that knowing and sharing that, you know? It's like, hear ye at all times, which was definitely like an awkward thing to innately be as a fat teenage girl in the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? So I graduated high school in 2007, and I was the lead singer in an otherwise all-male band, and I was in choir, very notably, 'cause a bitch can sing, you know. And so I kind of, and I was also dating a covert narcissist for 3 years, 16 to 19. Like, a bitch has lived, you know what I'm saying? And I have lived out loud, and all of that has accumulated to get me to this point where it's intentional. Before, it felt instinctual. Now it feels intentional. And that is like the craziest, most beautiful experience, because ultimately it's like harnessing that power. When my husband and I had the conversation of him quitting his 9-to-5 and me going full-time as a tarot reader, when I tell you we were two different fucking people at that time than we are right now. Like, if you know anything about Dave Ramsey, that's what we were doing with our money. Like, Cody was deep in the, like, he grew up poor and he had a lot of money wounds. And bitch, when I say we have healed and come to the other side of that, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I recognize that he and I are the light at the end of the tunnel, I am the light at the end of the tunnel, you know? Shit, when I say there is no agenda and no, like, script, do you understand what I'm saying now? It's because there is no way it would be so inauthentic of me to bullet point myself. The only time that I give myself notes is when I'm strategizing and planning for an event. I'm like, anytime something pops in my brain of like, oh, I should do this, then I'm like, okay, don't forget to go shopping in this thing. Like, those are the only times where I'm out here taking intentional notes and bullet pointing and all of that kind of stuff. If I have ideas, if you're a fellow manifester, or if this just feels like it resonates for you, then yeah, highly recommend anytime you have a little bloop, fucking put it in your phone, type that shit in, be like, bitch, memo to self. Hear ye, hear ye. Cause hey, like I'm always saying, that shit tastes delicious. Like I'm always saying, spirit is always talking. And so if you are allowing yourself to listen on a more frequent basis, aka slowing down, meditating, allowing yourself to speak authentically so that you can kind of declutter the brain and move your body, if you're doing those things, then you're going to naturally channel and be on the frequency of channeling into that beautiful universal frequency of love and abundance and a receptivity to that. And when you're in that receptive energy, again, boop, like download, channel, all of these things start coming in more naturally, and you don't have to be, it becomes more instinctual because you're allowing yourself to be intentional with certain aspects of your life, you know? Because, bitch, I'm out here perpetually trying and successfully achieving relaxation. This is why I receive the medicine. This is why I create spaces where others can receive medicine so that we can all get on this frequency of peace. We can all tap into it. We can all access it. When Goddess Gathering happened, so many people were like, awakened, and they told me, like, they literally said that's a core memory. These were mothers and daughters, these were like medicine women, grandmothers, just friends, and oh my god, it the artists, the creatives, everyone that just came together and were like, I've never been in a space like this before. I didn't know that these people existed around me, and it just woke something up in them to be able to be like, bitch, let me get out of my own fucking head. And I knew when I was channeling this vision for Goddess Gathering and the intention, I just kept seeing pieces of it. And when I tapped into the vision of it in its entirety, I don't know if it's sunk in yet. I don't even know when it's gonna sink in. Maybe it'll sink in when I do the second one. I don't know. But I knew when I was connecting to that vision, I was like, oh, all the spiritual girlies that I know that have gone to my moon ceremonies, that have gone to these sound baths before, that I know I've built a community with, I know they're gonna want to be there. And then all the badass fucking stoner bitches that I know are gonna want to be there too, and they're gonna tap into something bigger, and it's gonna be such a ripple effect because these bitches are gonna fucking stop sleeping on themselves, and they will not be able to unsee. I knew there was gonna be ripple effects, and there definitely was. And I don't want my energy to keep focusing on like the negative aspects of it, because ultimately I know that because I was at like the top of the pyramid, so to speak, in the sense of like this was my event, that I was going to be the one that knew all of the things that went wrong, or the quote unquote problems, or the, you know, the fucking struggle, the absolute fucking struggle, which, by the way, I think this is a good opportunity to include some clips that, okay, so this is going to be exclusive to YouTube. And I'm going to include some clips right now that I knew I wanted to use for something. I didn't know what I was going to use. And so these are clips of the experience of the absolute like, bitch, I can't even put words to it because I don't even, it leaves me, like, it speaks for itself. It lit a fire in me. Like, I had such a spiritual surrender slash under overtaking. Wow, just so many lessons and so many blessings. Anyways, all of that to say, here are the clips from that time. Oop. Oh, I'm like thinking to myself, I need to make a video of the realities of planning events. Bitch, like, let me just tell you, if you ever get a wild hair and spirit calls you to hold space for a collective and host events for groups and that kind of stuff, especially on like a grand scale, heads up, it's the venues that are gonna be the fuck shit. Always have a backup, and that is not to be like fear mongering or any shit like that. It is simply the facts of the matter. And the facts of the matter are saying you're gonna have to be flexible at all times. And so it's best to have things in place to really support that flexibility. So here I am. We are 1 week from my event, and everything is up in the air right now because of the venue, because of just the and so now I'm like reaching out to my team, which thank you God I have a team. But yeah, what's in the air is potentially rescheduling the event for later in like springtime. There's a possibility. Right now I'm trying to find a backup venue. But there's a possibility that if I move forward with this venue, that I'm definitely going to be out more than anticipated financially. And if I cancel, there's also the possibility that I don't get my $500 back for the deposit that I made in November, and it's January presently. Just a lot of mismanagement on the venue's part, and because of that, I'm left holding the shit end of the stick and just really trying to figure out what the fuck to do. The like my end of things, the promotion and the ticket sales and my team and the sponsors and the vendors, all that stuff, beautiful, squared away. Everything is style and profiling. We've got 60 ticket sales out of 100, and like we're a week away, and the date and location of this event is in question now. Please, for the love of God, don't ever do anything without a contract. Like, literally, there was supposed to be a contract when I made my first deposit, and they never sent me the contract. And then I tried to send them a contract, and then when they sent me their contract a week before the event, because again, nothing signed. When they just sent it to me, and I'm seeing all of these upcharges for things that were supposed to be included in the original agreement, which thank God I have like people that were with me during those agreements and conversations and stuff. But since nothing was actually written out and signed, mess. Absolute fucking mess. Y'all, I'm fucking like shaking. Oh my God, what the fuck is today? What the fuck is today? What the fuck is today? Spirit is like, oh my God, what the fuck is today? I need to get changed. Okay, hold up. Okay. I'll update you guys as I go, but like, okay, we can do this. Whoo! Got the chills. Okay. I'll be back with updates. So your girl has been crying because we've been in the midst of this like venue chaos, and right now we are at Fraser Gardens, and this is quite possibly a dream come true slash, you know, prayer answered. I'm putting eye drops in because I feel like it's a lot more professional to look like you haven't been bawling your eyes out. Though in these situations, or this particular unique situation, this might be beneficial to look like I've been boohooing.
Now there's this bear and it's missing its sign. I don't know where it went.
It's all
so
good. I'll
when
make
we
you
have
some.
outdoor events, you're welcome to put tables and chairs out here.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a dance floor here.
Oh, that's perfect. Wow. It's beautiful. My goodness, this is like a freaking godsend. The fact that there's literal like goddess statues and it's okay. Yeah.
Angels everywhere. Right, they're not gonna make it. So if you
I'm so excited to show you, Demi.
okay. So you've been here. That helps.
I know that once Goddess Gathering happens, this video is gonna pop off and be fucking epic. But I just have to say, like, the absolute fucking roller coaster that this is presently, like, right now. There are so many lessons that I'm learning. Main one being don't do anything without a fucking contract. It is 6 days from the event. I haven't heard from the food vendor since the 9th of January, and today is the 25th. They have the $200 deposit, and yeah, so now it's looking like me and my homies are gonna just buy a fuck ton of food at Costco and Sam's Club, and also just potluck our own shit. And so far I've counted 69 people that'll be there, so it's gonna be really epic. It's gonna be fun as fuck, but dear God, has it been fucking stressful.
Good morning. So we're in much better spirits today. I feel like I have not been myself since the 22nd, which there's so much significance to that day. It's 7:17, by the way. Hello, good morning. Yeah, I've just been in a really stressful whirlwind, pressure, scared feeling since then. And then yesterday I kind of got to that breaking point where I'm like, I'm having trouble getting out of my fucking head and I'm spiraling. More specifically, one of the big things that was getting to me, not only the stuff that I was sharing with you about like the venue and then having issues with food vendors and shit. Every time that I posted something on social media, there's been this voice in my head that says, you're going about it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And typically I don't really give much energy or attention to that voice, but it was very prominent. So now today, well actually, all right, let's get back to yesterday. I was tripping out. I was in a really tough spot mentally. And then I just was like, I need to go take a shower. I need to cleanse this fucking energy off me. I'm juggling too fucking much and it's hard for me to be where I am right now because I'm always advising people and guiding people through when they're in that stressful place mentally. I'm like, where are you right now? What's around you? Like the tangible things that are around, count 5 things that are around you, you know, that whole thing. I was having a really hard time doing that, or at least like making it matter. I was like, I'm gonna go take a shower. So I took a shower and my higher self just fucking took over. It was literally me just, all I know is that I need a shower. I started the shower, packed a bowl, lit a candle. By the way, if you're ever going through one of these high stress situations or you just feel like you have a lot of stress in your life, you can relate to what I'm saying. Basically, I highly recommend just lighting a candle in the shower, like in the bathroom, while you take your shower or your bath, because having that overhead lighting on and that fan going is so like energetic. Oh shit, I'm just gonna burn it. But anyways, all of that to say that a bitch done sobbed and cried, and I let my higher self take over, and I just started talking to myself out loud and giving myself perspective and channeling and zooming out and being like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, you're good. You're more than good. And you have support in the 3D, the 5D, and everywhere in between. And
You don't gotta trip about nothing, and these hoes just can't keep up, and that's fine. It is what it is. But also you have all of these beautiful bitches around you that love you and support you, and it's so crazy. And just like allowing myself to do that, and then I was just like, my money's coming back. My money's coming back. And I realized like that was a big part of what was like the fear in me, was the money about it, because there's so much shifting in my financial life too. And taking on this event has been like a financial risk, and luckily and gratefully it's paying off, and not just financially but like in so many other ways it's worth it. I did the ching 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 goes a money tree, and every time that ching money comes to me, it all flows in so abundant. Like I did that, and yeah, problem solved, and I just feel like a better version of myself today, and I'm so grateful for it, because a bitch done needed it.
It's really hard for me to articulate the experience of Goddess Gathering, because from its, I don't know, what is it called? Oh no, the battery's dying. The battery's dying on the camera. I'm gonna go change the battery, and conception is the word I was looking for. And we're back. Okay, so as I was saying, Goddess Gathering from its conception was very much a happy accident, a download. I was just, so I had taken some time away from, oh my goodness, birdie. They said, and I am telling you. There's no way I could ever. Okay. So basically I had taken some time off of doing events, because bitch, it felt like I was pulling teeth. The energy was like, girl, stop, you're doing too much. And Queen Herbie came out with a song, and it literally said, you know what, I think I've been too eager, used to try too hard, but that karma been my teacher. You know what, my higher self's a baddie, you should meet her. We've been rolling tag team, grabbing on your speakers. You know I'm doing a fleet. So basically I was like, all right, Spirit, you are being very clear right now in telling me that you can take time. Cody had just started a job. The financial pressure was off of me and my business. So I was like, all right, say less. I understood. So I took some time off, and then I was invited to do a seance photo shoot, and that was epic, and it woke something up in me. And it was also at that same house where all of this also just woke up. And so it's hard to articulate, because like before I knew it, I was like, I'm doing Goddess Gathering. It was like these people were offering me, if you ever want to use this place for one of your moon ceremonies or something, go for it. And I was like, what? Okay. And so then I started getting ideas, and then I was like, so how much would it cost to rent this space for a few hours? And they're like, we don't rent for a few hours, we rent for day. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, so what would I do if I could use this space for a whole day? And so I started getting creative, and the ideas started coming, and the just channels and visions and all the things, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can do this. I can totally do this. Like it felt different, you know? So I was like, oh shit, this is happening. It's 9/19, yep. So one thing leads to another, and I'm literally each person that I talked to about like, hey, would you want to be a part of this? They would be like, yes, but I need you to do this. And so that would like fine tune the vision and then make it real and mold it. And it just kind of came to life. And then I was meditating and just getting the downloads and so much in flow with it all that again, before I knew it, like, here we are, you know, a week before the event, and everything's up in the air and in question. And up until now, it's been very spirit led and spirit driven. And so I'm just like, all right, well then this is spirit refiguring everything. And I just have to fucking trust. And yeah, man, before I knew it, we're at the most aligned, magical fucking place. It saved me $100. It was, oh my God. Oh, I was just so fucking grateful. And then not only that, like the venue, that was a whole thing. The food vendor, that was another thing. And I was like, hellbent, motherfuckers, I'm getting my money back. You are not gonna do this to me. Hell no, spirit has lit a fire under me. I'm getting my fucking money back. And sure as shit, got my fucking money back. And so day of comes and I'm just in this, like, I haven't fucking eaten. I'm hanging on by a thread. Everyone's smoking me out. I should not have done that. I'm living on a mandarin. The event itself, like, do you see why I'm like, bitch, it's hard for me to look at that event and like not associate it with that, I want to say, traumatic experience. It was like a prolonged fucking deep dive into survival mode, powering through. Oh my God. And then I was just like, I had the most spiritual, just ugly sobbing at Demi's work. Oh, bless her. Oh, I love you, Demi. I'm about to go see her. I still have her sunglasses on my head. That's why I'm about to go see her. Also because her and I are working on this event, also with our homie Mars. So that's why I keep going back to high tea, because these are the spaces that we are creating for a community of people that just are doing the fucking work. Period. And we want to surround you and others with, and ourselves honestly, with that reflection, to reflect back that high frequency so that others can recognize it within themselves and therefore recognize it around them, because holy shit, I'm surrounded by that reflection. Holy crap. And all of a sudden now there's more people out there vibrating on a higher frequency. Mission accomplished, bitch. Period, really. And so that's the high shit that I'm on these days. That's me. That's how we got here. I feel like I shared enough somehow to get you to understand who I am, who I have been, and who I possibly could be one day. I have no idea. We'll find out together. Oh, let's wrap it up by pulling a card. I felt called to the Starseed Oracle. I'm excited. This one's got a good energy on it. Okay. Great Spirit, what message do you have for us today? 3399. I'm seeing on the back of the deck. Ah. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So I don't know about you, but for me, what this card brings up is how I've been talking about trying to not ruminate so much, marinate, soak in the energy of the negativity that I experienced in regards to, you know, Goddess Gathering, because ultimately what it meant were there were a lot of relationships that are no longer there. And I'm grateful for it, honestly, like the lesson of it all. And I am definitely on the other side of it where I am just giving love and compassion. And so that's what this brings up for me with this card, is the zooming out, common ground, none of this matters. Because ultimately that is really what it is like, in the grand scheme of things, it's all good. It's all good, bitch. I hope you are well. I know I'm good. And that's really all it comes down to. That's how it's coming through for me, but let's see what the actual guidebook says. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planet as ours to own and conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for our eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. This life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe. And the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. How are you being called to change your perspective? Oh my God, Spirit, this is so fucking beautiful that, you know, this episode we've been talking about who I am, was, and might, could be kind of shit. And that's exactly what this is talking about. It's like, in the grand scheme of things, bitch, it's small potatoes. Live your life. Live your life. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Yo, okay. Beautiful, because the card at the bottom of the deck is the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Live your life, bitch. Live your life out loud. Ooh, and that's also what we were talking about, living a life out loud, and then understanding like how naturally that comes to you and how to harness it intentionally. So let's get into it. I'm excited. Okay, the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted, true nature with the world around you. To uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering. To own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it is safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, but to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it's safe to embody all of who you truly are. It's safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, and you may be afraid of what others think. But with each passing day, it does become easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you, and experiences you've been longing for arrive at your feet. Girl, is that not what I was talking about when I was going and just being myself and being invited to things and being seen and doing the seance photo shoot, and then these ideas and opportunities are landing at my feet, and now here we are. So, how are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? Be yourself. All right, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up there. I love you guys so, so much. Please take a moment to just pause and be in your own energy. I hope that you took this episode as an invitation to do just that, to just take time for yourself and to reflect and listen and maybe giggle or, whatever. And yeah, if you're interested in any of the things I've been talking about, like the high tea event, you can find all that information in the description of this video or this podcast. I love you so much. And I'll see you on the next one, bitch. Bye.